Unfortunately, as you can see, self-improvement is the widest topic that I technically neglected at the same time. I have to remind you that this is a person inspiring the whole thing. Her calling herself Max and living up to her name actually make a difference and made self-improvement look so much more important. Luckily, we made an extensive journey across many, many areas, realizing that I was technically doing everything right, even though I'm stuck being what people call incel. It doesn't seem that they are interested in self-improvement. Doesn't seem that they know much about it. People just happen to live their lives, which is a problem. If you actually lived your life, if you self-improved, things would cross over. And lucky for me, that's exactly what we're gonna talk about. We're going to talk about hardships. I feel that we're gonna break some ice in this episode. Now, since previous episode, the hardship would just be you going for the extremes. You're not gonna have fun dealing with the extremes by any means. You kind of have to slap yourself in the face and tell yourself to do better. Now, in order to actually do better, yeah, we go into hardship territory, unfortunately. How do you know that you're doing better or worse, or you should do better? What the fuck are you supposed to track? All of a sudden, life gets 10 times more complicated. When we're talking about hardships, there's something that popped in my algorithm. Then I dug into a rabbit hole of race content, and he talked about Matthew Perry. He had an alcohol addiction, apparently, which eventually spiraled him into his demise. Alright? And I think it's a very, very natural state in which he actually perished, even though the story involves more people who sort of could have, said no to that, could have tried to help, but of course, America is not that fun place. Everyone has their self-interest, there's money involved, you get it. And again, capitalism actually promotes this, like, zero relationship status. So the hardship usually becomes you and you alone. That's what you're dealing with. All the problems are within you, and it is so devastating. Because as much as people would like to hate you, they can't even reach anything regarding you at all. Because they don't have the capacity to help, so they shouldn't have the capacity to hate either. Meaning that we just solve the internet. Well, internet can help you. Even if they subscribed, chances are most of my videos would be demonetized. I don't know. But even though that is possible, they don't want to do that. They are actually way too hateful, way too arrogant. They don't like conversations, and they definitely don't like self-improvement topics. Because this is just boring, isn't it? Well, even if it's not boring, it is actually unsearchable. It is boring for YouTube. The algorithm does not find it appealing. For the first time in my life, I have seen, after I uploaded this video, a rate of 40 views per hour. The first 2 hours. YouTube actually somehow picked this up, and it's like, well, we gotta slide it into people's recommendeds. Oh, people don't like it. Ugh. Okay. Okay, I guess. Things do have a chance to be viral. Who would have thought, right? But only if it's squeaky clean, is how you would describe it. Not something I'm capable of, nor do I worry about being clean. There's way more things to worry about. And technically, I have to always give myself way to pretend that I'm the problem. But not in the way that other people project, because they can't do anything. They don't have actual influence on me. There's no actual real person who's trying to have influence on me. And this happened forever, the entire life. Nobody had influence. Yes, I had friends, and that passed away. Right? That time passed away. They don't want to keep the influence on me. And now that I started calculating exact numbers of how much influence people have on me, no one has anything. I have to get out of my way and seek influence. I have to be influenced by other people. Again, these are the basic hardships is you are in trouble all the time. This is what's happening right now during the capitalism. You are in trouble. You don't have enough money. You don't have good enough shelter. You are taxed from every angle. You are attacked from every angle. Nobody likes you. You don't have a partner. Nobody wants to help you. Nobody sees your vision of the future. Nobody's friendly enough to actually, well, influence you, which would, potentially boost relationships. But nobody sticks around. They just keep it to themselves. And it's like, aren't you guys having problems? Aren't you guys supposed to eventually grow out of the fucking eggshell and touch other people's lives? Why is everything still isolated? What's going on? And it gets 10 times worse when you realize the entire internet is toxic. It has its own agenda of tearing people down. And simply not listening, not worrying about conversations not happening. That's not a worry for them. So unfortunately, there's a hardship doomed to happen with just the world as a whole. If you try to self-improve or you just have good awareness of what's going on, life is not fucking easy, and it will actually cram you in a very uncomfortable position. You expect things from life, you expect nice things to happen, but they don't tend to happen because everyone is selfish. Everyone is inflating the price of nice things happening all the time. And nice things have to eventually happen, but people are delaying the inevitable. This is what's going on. This is the craziest agenda that people have. They want to delay nice things. They don't want to be nice. I don't want to be nice. I want to be cynical. I want to hate everything around me and get all the nice things for myself. You know? I don't want to share. It's even hard to describe what exactly is going on. But when the apocalypse is over, we're going to be able to have nice things again. I swear. I mean, back in the day, we used to have nice things. Another thing that grows hardships is commitment to many, many things. Wanting many things. In my personal life, I feel like a tentacle monster trying to reach across not just the entire internet, but also create many things of my own and claim a bunch of trophies too. And I know they're within reach, but they require so much time and dedication to actually achieve. Eventually, holding and juggling all these things at once becomes unbearably difficult. To the point I feel like it siphons my productivity anyways. You're trying to do all these things and shit productivity does not hold up. I get to slip into a comfort zone of some kind and just stay there because it's comfortable. It makes me happy instead of doing this, instead of doing stretches, you know? I definitely stopped asking of like, what's the point in life? And what's the point? I'm gonna die anyways. What's the point of even trying? Well, unfortunately, that's another hardship. All these hardships will create mental problems. If not, suck you into a vortex, my friends. The evil thing that's happening right now. People might actually be having hardships, and they think the solution is to run away from their country into a different country. And that's somehow gonna solve everything. No fucking way will that happen. It is good to change your environment and start a new life. That is definitely something. But don't forget that you are cutting off the legacy that you have received from your family. Potentially, the only thing that keeps you alive in the world of isolation is everything you get from your family and basically yourself and the skills that you acquired. Not everyone can just travel the world and escape their place of origin until it fully rots away. And then, of course, it's time to leave. It's time to relocate yourself. I've realized that in UK, I've spent so much time socializing, so much more than I do now. I don't do that at all. In fact, I don't count socializing as something that's forced onto me. Yeah, yes, if it's a workplace, it kind of makes sense to count it. Something happens, you socialize. But yeah, I'm a very closed person, and for me, it's just a very complicated thing to socialize. Like, jeez, in order for me to socialize, I genuinely have to pick up on the other person's interest and hang out with them for an entire day to truly get to know them. There's no other way for me to do it. Like, there's no actual inertia. So everyone else I look at as NPC walking around, completely worthless. They're never gonna bump into me, never gonna do anything. In fact, criminals turn into of like an exciting moment of the only thing I should be worrying about is criminals saying something to me, basically. Alright? Provoking some kind of situation. Imagine living through a hardship like this and not giving it attention. I'm just sitting here, I'm like, well, I feel bad. You have to talk. You have to express your hardship. It's the only way out of this mess. And when people say therapy, they are idiots. Because you simply have to be honest with the world. Social media exists. That is your therapy. You have to actually become vulnerable and say exactly how your life is going and what principles you use to combat the problems. This way you will accelerate yourself into the next phase past the apocalypse, or you will survive apocalypse without taking any damage whatsoever. You know? I get to have hardships with my parents, with neighbors, and with the catastrophic future that doesn't look good. You don't look good, man. I want technology to succeed and propel me forwards. I don't want Windows to just rip me off in some lunatic way where I can't use my computer safely anymore. Like, little things you worry about, but you have to make these changes. You gotta take care of your relationship with the bank. Yesterday, I got a phone call of my internet service and had to think for a second if it's okay for me to pay $1.5 extra. I'm like, you made me think. You raised the price again, didn't you? Internet is absolutely essential, but it just hurts every time. Bumping into inflation, where everything is inflating. Everyone needs more. But they perceive that they need more. They're just going into this panic of they want to control reality. When all they're doing is buying expensive things, so of course you need more. You're buying expensive shit, dude. A lot of people have the hardest ship with capitalism. And we're talking about rent. Rent prices are too fucking high. Meaning that you're having a hardship with every landlord that exists on this planet. Because they're greedy pieces of shit, aren't they? It is actually insane to think that it's not a human right to have housing, you know, to make it affordable, where it makes sense. The cost of housing actually makes sense. And anyone who withholds the human rights should be punished. It should be a punishable thing. But somehow, to this day, we don't have the rules set in place. No one is even talking about it. No one is even mentioning that this is a fucking human right. What? No political party, nothing. People are complaining heavily, and they still don't even like connect the dots of like that's the point though. Some people will chant human rights for this and that, but it's like actual policies have to be released. And instead, at least in my country, we're going backwards. We're saying it's not a human right to own anything. It's a human right to pay taxes on things you already have. You know? So instead of getting solutions, we get more greed and more problems. Why do we need more problems? Why can't we just go towards solutions? Hardship of just people being stupid and greedy. And the worst part, they can't stop. None of them can stop. Everyone is isolated and everyone is greedy and selfish because they have created their own little bubble that does not connect with anything real. Everyone is mentally ill right now. Always on the edge of doing criminal behavior just to get extra, you know? And that extra hurts all the people who are already poor and could use the money to better themselves, right? To work for you. You can employ them if minimum wage wasn't getting in the way. Everything gets in the way. Everything is a hardship with capitalism. Things got so fucking tangled, so messy, that system has to be swapped with something else entirely. Emergency swap of the system has to occur if we want to survive. This is how bad it is. So if you feeling that things are very difficult during the apocalypse, congratulations, you are fully aware of what's going on. And this can reduce the problems that you have simply because you understand that everyone is suffering right now. You don't have to put too much pressure on yourself unless you want to save everyone, which I kind of like to. I mean, if I feel a drive to help people, and I feel like that's the only way that I can help myself, gotta drive that drive, boy. Gotta go that roads. Gotta get my speeding tickets of trying to help other people. It is so annoying after I survive a toxic fan base attacking me. It is so fucking annoying to have this echo of like everyone is insecure in their own little way, in their own little bubble. It does not concern me at all. I am not the problem. But they project that I am somehow, magically, the problem. I'm not I just appear into your life. How a small little change can ruin your entire life. But it can. Because you fucking didn't do it properly. You don't live properly anymore. You treat people as your enemy. Unless they come with a fucking cake and serve you, basically, for free. That is insane. Capitalism would be so enjoyable if people actually played it properly, but they keep forgetting and keep collapsing the system, and it's over. You know, like the funny thing is, capitalism is the best thing. It's the most ideal way of a system can actually go. Because you can buy anything, you just need points. It's a point system, you collect points, you exchange with whatever the fuck, and you keep grinding and keep becoming a better person and get rewarded every single time. It's the best thing. However, do you think society can have the best thing for a very long time? No. It destroys it, it gobbles it up, it is being disrespectful and so destructive to capitalism all the time. They don't even care to build their own businesses. They don't know how to do it. They don't know how to attract customers. They are afraid of pursuing something that I am also afraid of. But I'm isolated. I would definitely push other people to do this together, if possible. Try to sell something. But one person ain't gonna fucking open a business, I'll tell you that much. Either they have to have courage and a certain amount of strategy, and they still have to employ other people. They still have to have a bank of money ready. It's insanity, dude. And the funny thing is, there's no system that creates an ability for people to even start off something, start their own business. Yeah, you can take a loan. Is that helpful enough? To some people, it might be. But starting off business is not about taking a fucking loan. It's about branching already existing successful ideas. You know? Loan is nothing. Loan does not teach you anything. You just got money to spend on ass. I'm sorry, dude. So, even though we have the best thing, it is slow, it is rotten to the core, and it will never be the fully realized dream-ism that it's supposed to be. You know, where everyone has a general way to earn money, and they are providing to society, and we're all pushing forward successfully. And we're also helping each other, and helping each other rewards us too. Why does it not do that? Helping each other doesn't get rewarded. Being nice does not get rewarded. And it's like, what? Why not? Nice is literally what capitalism prays for. Please, everyone, be nice to each other, because we can't work together if we're not nice to each other right now. We're not getting any score. Everyone is, zeroing out. Everyone is plunging to their fucking death because someone is causing drama right now. It is absolute insanity what's happening right now. And if you can't wake up to this, you will not be able to deal with the hardships just by saying to yourself that shit is going really wrong worldwide. That the system has rotten so bad that most of your hardships, 90% of your hardships, is actually going to be caused by a rotten system, and you have to wait patiently for things to get better, hoping that they do, and being ready for the new thing to successfully be established. And you can follow my channel and realize that people don't give a fuck. All right? Don't care about the new thing. They are not aware. They can only complain about their fucking problems. They're still selfish. They're completely unaware that things do in fact have to change, and how they have to change, and who's supposed to give that change a rundown, basically. If this has to happen, then this has to happen, then we push this. We're pushing things forward, basically, in all kinds of directions. I can do that. I can try it. As a timekeeper, I can push things around. Certainly. But you have to be a pushable creature. Alright? Either super obedient and treat me as God, which is insanity, but that's what it is. I can be 100 times more powerful than a regular human being, for sure. And not even close. Not even just regular. Like, actually coherent human being who is capable of, starting relationships. I can push them around. Easy. But we're talking about timekeeping. We're talking about some insane level personality where I do operate just like a CEO. I might just not get paid as much. That's it. You have to give people the benefit of the doubt as well, of like people actually attacking me. Of like, no, you're not getting that $1. You're not getting that $1, bro. This is the most vicious comment that I've received is like, you're just doing it for profit. It's like, or rage bait, or I'm just stupid. Like, the denial is so insane. And it's like, aren't you having problems right now? Aren't we supposed to solve things right now? Who are these people? They're turning into fucking demons. They're turning into useless creatures who are actually wasting life's resources right now. Every day. We are actually surrounded by creatures who just wasting life. That's the end of capitalism, you know? It's like they don't give a fuck. They're not gonna listen. Because hearing what the solutions are, that's a fucking hardship, man. That changes the structure of everything. We can only keep you disconnected and keep you happily in your own little bubble as long as we can keep everyone happy relatively. You know, they're providing something to society and we can relatively keep them happy, right? It's very difficult because when I'm poking around the internet, people are not happy. People are toxic, and toxic people are actually winning the narrative right now. And it blows my mind. That's not how reality's supposed to work. What the fuck are you guys doing? But it's the most unstable ism, unfortunately, because everyone gets disconnected. So everyone has their own beliefs, and their beliefs grow. And no matter what you do, other people's beliefs are going to be so strong and going to deny your existence. First and foremost, if you are a threat, they will deny your existence. They will deny your importance. Because they're isolated, they can do whatever the fuck they want. No matter what the fuck you are, you can't touch them, you know? You can't make their lives worse. They will laugh at you and say, you have no fucking power over me. The problem is that those people have no power at all. That whatever's going to happen to them is going to happen to them. You know? What is going to happen is going to happen. They have no ability to resist what's going to happen. People who have resistance, those will survive. People who don't have resistance will fall to the final years of the apocalypse if they have to, you know? We still have 2.5 years. And we haven't even started the vortex year truly because things gonna get really crazy. I think something just happened. Something just dropped, right? Trump's involvement with Abe Epstein. This is what we're talking about, my friends. Shit is getting real heated in America. Shit is peeling off really fast. It is going to be the next domino to fall very soon. But at the moment, the biggest heat goes on UK and its citizens because it actually is an island and urges people to leave the country. It urges people to just spread their wings and find something better. Some better place because this is getting fucking rotten really fast. in many, many ways, and inflation is going through the roof. UK citizens are urged to leave, and this is a social experiment to see where are they gonna go, where are they gonna find a safe space. I actually have a little bit of safe space. All right, I have it. No one cares, so that's great, I guess. But we'll see how this plays out. Because technically, if someone cared, that would be a vortex. If someone cared to put me in Eurovision, that would be a vortex. If someone cared to negotiate on any sort of big project, that would be a vortex. It's a big life-changing event to go away into somewhere else, to get sucked into somewhere else, and hope for the best. All right? And then someone is going to reopen the vortex because they're going to raise their hand and be like, hey guys, I found something a very good place in here. And maybe they're going to move and they're going to create a new country. Who knows what's going to happen, but this is where things get really interesting. All right, that's my prediction. So as you can see, like, I have to actually stand up next to my computer and analyze the situation because it gets more clear. I don't know what I'm going to talk about, but it gets much more clear. Now, the hardships are all over the place. And technically, another name for them is already revealed. Hidden enemies. Right? Yeah. A lot of things you're dealing with is a hardship, essentially. And you have to win that battle. But I feel like the word is going to expand much, much more than hidden enemies ever did. Because it's expanding into like, okay, I am not checking out its 3D printing. I bought it. I could do it. It could actually better my life, and I'm not doing it. I'm not doing 3D printing right now. Why am I so lazy, right? But I'm not lazy. I just have a limited amount of time. With capitalism, it would be nice to just buy things, but then you start being worried of like, I don't want to spend my money, and then it just falls apart. It's the most unstable system there is. The moment people become a little bit scared to spend money, capitalism falls apart. That's it. It's over. I guess you don't want to buy anything, you know. And the problem is that one person deciding to buy something is not going to solve capitalism either. Everyone has to participate. Everyone has to be free flowing money around. And the government must not just for no fucking reason snatch most of the money for themselves, tax most of the money. All of these factors, they come together and destroy capitalism so quickly, bro. Crazy. In technical terms, capitalism is like fire. You have to feed the fire all the time. It's a delicate matter. Starting a fire is a lot more difficult than maintaining one, right? And imagine there's rain happening. It's like, I can't start the fire right now. You're fucked, dude. You're fucked. You have to keep maintaining it, keep taking care of it, finding the fuel, working for it. And the moment we're left in the darkness is the moment things get very uncomfortable and dangerous. In fact, things get a lot more worse because all these individuals, they think they're smart, but they're flocking in the most extreme ideologies there are. And we talked about it last time, how extreme things actually get. Some people will have appeal to dictatorship, and the other people have appeal to the mobbing. As long as we're a big group, we can take down anything. Any idea. We can protest anything. Even the dumbest ideas like global warming, bro. Like, fuck off. Fuck off, dude. Get out of here. Global warming, yeah. Mm-hmm. See, the funny thing is, you can protest people not having AC units everywhere, where like there's a free flowing air conditioning, right? You cannot protest global warming. Like how are you gonna do that? It's too broad, too stupid. You have to actually research things. But if people are generally feeling hot and they need more AC units, you can protest that. Oh shit, people need AC units, so you're not making enough AC units. Fuck yeah, dude. Make more water bottles. Blah blah blah. Just something super specific, then we can actually take action. Mr. Beast did it very well, right? This is why Mr. Beast is just a generally helpful person. He's not brain rotting and saying global warming. He's just looking at something that is actually happening and it's like, well, let's try and fix that. We're not having enough trees. That was a little bit fishy of like, how do you fucking know that we don't having enough trees? But we are destroying a bunch of habitats, right? Destroying a bunch of trees, so might as well replant them back in there. This is not stupid. You can protest in order for these things to happen more often, for people to be more aware of picking up after themselves. But people have degenerated on both spectrums. It is insane to watch. It is incredibly easy to find imperfections and condemn a person's every move. What is not easy is to get on their fucking level. Not easy. Another problem, another hardship people just forget. You can't do that. They cannot do that quickly. They cannot acknowledge the gap. And even if you had more subscribers than me, what does that mean? You're probably not gonna talk to me anyways. So you're not that fucking important, are you? You're not gonna even try to get on my level. It's not an important issue for you to defend a position of any kind that I find, getting out of control. Internet is definitely going to give you a hardship, and it's not even close. And just because you play by the rules and not getting in trouble, you're not getting a lot of points for that, my friends. Because you are in trouble. Not getting in trouble, you are in trouble. You are in trouble because, as we discussed, self-improvement is just something you have to do. That's just obligation. At least be selfish, bro. At least be selfish. Come on, man. You can do better. I'm pretty sure about that. So now that capitalism is doomed to collapse, we have to move on to the next best functional thing. That's it. Something tells me that honesty is going to be the highest value ever. That people have to actually peel off their privacy layers. That isolation is over. We don't have to live in communities, but it would be nice if you would live in a box. You can move from one box to the other, but you have to live in a box. You have to live in a very similar ways to other people, right? You have to have similar amount of resources, so you can just swap things together to where you level up, swap boxes. All right, now you live here with these people, with these better folk, because those other people did not treat you very well, and the case closed. That's what's gonna happen, my friends. We're gonna live in a moving world, in ever moving worlds. And we shall enter governism, where you have to make up rules amongst each other based on the fucking block that you live in that benefits you guys the most. You govern yourselves, and you're technically left alone. if you're doing a good job. This is doomed to happen. Everyone is crying about unaffordable housing, and the affordable version of housing is going to be very tight and strict, and will have heavy rule sets of you cannot do stupid shit or you will be demoted to a shittier block of people. It's gonna just be that. So, anyways, things gonna be interesting, isn't it? See that it's like communism, commie blocks system, which you will be able to move around and level up based on your level of education, morality, providing to society, and reputation of doing things consistently very well. How long till we fully transition to this? Farts. Okay, farts. Maybe 10 years. Like, I've been developing these matrices many times over. I can see into the future. I'm technically fully developed timekeeper right now as I stand. I can tell you what's going to happen in the future, what's supposed to happen, what are the easiest solutions to achieve, and someone's going to fucking do it, you know? The system that we live in right now is absolutely unsustainable trash. Because people are isolated, they also can put a smile on their face and pretend that everything is okay. They can, it's fairly easy. But it only makes the situation worse. Because you're not playing by the rules of the system. You're not supposed to be smiley face, you're supposed to be sad face, increasingly sad face. Of like, no, financially I'm not doing very well. I don't feel very happy, I feel very lonely. You know? You should be honest about those particular concepts because things are not working out for you, you know? And people have to worry about it, or case closed and you move on. You get your privacy back and you move on. Because those people don't care about you. Every time I come ready with some kind of concept, right? And apparently hardships is completely different than what I thought. It's yet again just me complaining about apocalypse happening around me and how so many things have to change. It's crazy, dude. Which also includes one more hardship. How much time do we have? Scale this for me. We gotta scale it twice if we want to survive the lack of space. Ooh, the background problems. Oh my god, it's so disgusting. Well, I set it up. We can continue. I can, in fact, run out of space, which is quite annoying. Those are also hardships. It's recognizing any problem that comes up, and you have to a little bit test yourself and train yourself to accept that you might need to solve the thing, okay? I don't buy it when someone says they have a addictive personality, they don't feel good enough, and they start drinking. Yeah, it's depression. Good enough, like, you just do something, distract yourself, panic. But just do cool shit, you know? And if the dude actually was going the right way, he became a star, and now it's not good enough to solve his problems. What? The biggest hardships are gonna be addictions. Unfortunately. Now, the funny thing is, it's a very nice way to push time forward and just appreciate little things. Why not? There's a problem with that too, because you don't want to push too much time when you don't know how stable it is to not find love and still push time. right? So love is such a high priority, high stake thing that you must not be disrespectful to time before finding it first, right? You first thread the needle, and then you unlock pushing time forwards. So as a timekeeper, I am fully aware of this principle. It hurts me of like, I don't want to just give in to the flow of time. I know the time can flow very, very fast if I just don't care about the purpose of life at all, right? To just like live my life. Okay, cool. But I have to thread the needle of what actually human destiny is about, is to find love. So, okay, we're definitely talking about ships now. So, why is it so important to find love? Like, what is it about? First, it sounds like plus and minus thing. Plus, plus meets minus. Connection, right? And that's the idea. You can only pass through the needle if you have the second half connected to you. There's some kind of fucking universal challenge being given to you. If you're not a fully connected person with reality, if you don't find love, you will always be missing something, and it will always just give you half a life. You're moving in space, and you could be just moving twice the speed. You won't have to care about it too much, but you just actually move regular speed instead of half the speed, where often you're going to bump into things that you can't do because you're missing 50% of yourself. I mean, that's how I see love, right? Literally half of yourself is missing, and you pretend to just flow. Yeah, it's not gonna work. In fact, that's kind of what it sounds like, you know? That's what it sounds, that's what most people would suffer from. Halfness. They have already given in to the principle of time, and it's like, well, I can have a nice life if I just live it, right? But no, life is not very nice, and it's just not going to grant you love or the things that you need automatically. You have to actually ask and over again. You have to beg, basically, for things to actually succeed. No matter who you are as a person, you deserve to connect with equal level partner, right? And the funny thing is, it's not gonna happen, and it's gonna make you like more acidic, more poisoned by life when you improve yourself. This is like literally the gravity of self-improvement, why people don't like self-improvement at all. And you would think like, but if you improve yourself, you impress other people around you. That's not what people are doing. People are just committing to stupidity and exposure and creepy behavior and people pleasing, basically. Whatever tactic is gonna like socialize them by force, that sort of thing, right? Whatever's gonna forcefully connect them with whatever they might be able to love. It's just observing other people is definitely not gonna be the way out of this. This is the rarest fucking thing. But all I can say is this again: the more you improve yourself, the more your love is delayed. That's what it is. And one thing is that even though I mentioned being an incel, that's exactly what you have to do. You have to enjoy your privacy. That's the whole point. Usually, again, a hardship is a thing you project onto yourself and pretend that something is bad when it's completely normal. That's the worst thing that could happen. That's what everyone is doing. That's why everything is so toxic. Even though it's completely normal to do this, everyone is panicking about it and losing their shit. But it's supposed to be normal. It's supposed to be normal to masturbate. No, let's lose shit. It is supposed to be normal to just complain, say your opinion in a non-toxic way. No, that was a problem. That was a problem, guys. Oh yeah, he's evil, actually. This is a big-ass problem, guys. Or is it the problem that everyone wants to get in on it, you know? Everyone wants to find the problem and be like, look at this problem! Even though it's normal. It's whatever the fuck IDUBS is doing is normal. And I found many other normal people. Even Onision is a completely normal person, and people just fucking derange the conversation into an absolute insanity. So I guess nobody's normal then. Being normal is a virtue. Now. Because we're living in the most unstable ism. So what is the most dangerous thing to collapse is your perception of what is normal. Long gone are the days where we're just outraged. We are losing our minds over things that are completely irrelevant. And letting evil succeed because we completely flipped the script. We care about normal things bothering us so much somehow. Like, it's crazy, dude. Sniper Wolf drama, like, it's the most normal thing ever to just, like, upload content that you use other people's content to upload your own content. It's just the fact that it's popular that's the problem. You know, it should be able to outcompete that somehow. Create multi-channel network or something. That would be easy to subscribe to. And then you watch content. Establish some more rules. Like, it's not gonna last forever. But then Jack's films just flooded, bro. Of like, this is so not normal. I have to declare war on this one particular person. But do you know that you can't just beat someone with abnormal behavior possessed by you as well? You know? People think they can win by not being normal themselves. And this is where shit just falls apart very quickly. You have to be normal, and I try to keep you in check. If you survive my comment section, congratulations. Because survival rate is pretty fucking low for some reason. People don't like being normal, I'll tell you that much. It literally puts me in the panic mode of, that's insane. Why? What is going on? Are you just bored? Women are also absolutely insane. Instead of trying to find what is normal, they actually seek drama. Every time a woman comes into my life, is they're sniffing around for where's drama, where's something on fire. Women don't like normal. They don't want to normalize a relationship. They want to keep running away or find something specific that they like and just jump on it, even though it's like pure fucking drama. I can't believe the shit, the hoops, the female hoops that I'm jumping through, and it's like, what are you guys even fucking doing? in a way, it's funny to acknowledge it that they're trying to hoop you in, and it's just will have zero impact besides discrediting women in general. Of they're trying to do their own little thing, basically. Yeah. And I am literally incapable of even making them feel successful. Like, I don't even know what am I supposed to say to trigger the success event where they just like uh, commits more efforts, into sealing the deal of some kind. I don't even know what the fuck they want. I think I had 3 women pass by. One overly sexual, one overly authoritarian, and one person that is a furnace, basically. There's people like furnaces, and they get me, the most. They're the most dangerous for me, because I like feeding the furnace very often, but again, they die immediately. They're instantly dead the moment you're not sending messages to them, basically. You're not feeding the furnace, they die very fast. So, furnace NPC, anyone? Hmm? There's technically one female that's supposed to be left over that did not just happen to visit me, at least on my Discord server. And it's supposed to be like, soulmate personality. Somehow that one didn't happen. Maybe it will happen when I release game, you know, special event. So technically we unlocked a new topic. What is normal? I actually talked about this topic before, but it was so long time ago that everything has changed. I became much more normal. Maybe I have to time flow to kind of indicate of like, I'm giving up, guys. This whole thing, I have to think about it. But it's crazy how my mind becomes empty, drained when I just watch other people's content. This is the biggest annoyance, right? We're talking about addiction. Phone addiction could be a thing after all, because there's something missing. There's the other half missing of proper behavior after all. Ooh. Okay, I know how to wrap it up. It is still me that is in trouble. I have the biggest hardship with myself. If you don't include capitalism in the system that's in place, right? That you have to play the game successfully. Technically, I can blame my family for not being educated enough in the matter. In the order of severity, this is what I have. Alright, as things that bother me. And technically, this is sort of linked with exercise. Yes, your mouth has to be stretched if you want to resist the power of wisdom teeth destroying the rest of the teeth. It's great, and that's the only thing that's going on. I think clenching teeth is important, not the front teeth, of course. I don't believe this shit. There's no way. This is the art of the extremes of actually putting proper pressure. Like, this doesn't crack like that. Unless you go beyond extremes and you don't give a fuck. Eyesight can also be healed in the same exact way. It's an exercise-based routine. If you clench your eyes, strained gaze. I mean, sure. And yet you need that. You need to exercise with your eyes, and you need to move your eyes around a little bit. I think eye straining is actually super important, and the science is gonna tell literally the opposite of like, don't do that. What? Don't do exercise? Are you fucking retarded? This is literally teeth stretching, eye stretching. Okay, don't do that. Shut the fuck up then. Science is piece of shit sometimes. Science is brain rot sometimes. And then hygiene is shower every fucking day. Last time I showered was like 3 fucking months ago. Maybe not to that extreme. It's literally 2, 3 weeks, and I don't care. And I'm like pretty happy with my hygiene right now. Because it's not about showering. In fact, it's about not giving a fuck as much as possible. Because why the fuck people care so much? This should take so much time. Unfortunately, this does not have anything to do with exercise, right? Well, it kind of does. When after exercise, you want to feel clean. After sweating, you want to feel clean, so you take care of that. If something stinks, you want to feel clean and not stink. Absolutely. You can also stink from stress or just exercise again and sweating too much. But if you act like other NPCs, applying some fucking perfumes and stinking even more because of them, if you're gonna shower every day and waste your fucking time, I'm sorry, dude. I don't got it. Now, I do waste my time still. I don't have perfect hygiene, but it's set third in priority when it comes to all these things. And my eyesight is good enough to stare at the screen forever now. I lost my eyesight, and it's like, I guess I adjusted to the screen. I I can see in the far, but I don't never have to fucking do that. Teeth is the only thing that I just can't fucking understand. Like, what is going on? But I know I have to increase the pH in my mouth, and every single muscle in my mouth has to move if I want to increase my pH. All the acidity kind of like drips down after every single move. And maybe that's true with like everything, you know? So, funny enough, life is extremely basic. Your hardships is going to be with yourself and with the system that you have to play with. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.